Hey everyone, Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel. Today's review is on the T1 Pro from Flsun. This was kindly sent over to my channel to review today. Everything I'm going to tell you is my own thoughts, but let me tell you off the bat, this has been an amazing printer to review. Easy to set up, quite extensive. Up in the corner now, I'm going to be showing that so that you get an idea. I didn't want to go too fully into the installation of that because there's quite a few videos. I wanted to cover really the actual aesthetics of it, the specifications, some prints, etc. But up in the corner, like I say, there is a video showing that, the unboxing and the build. Now, like I say, I've never owned a Delta printer, and let me tell you this straight now, I have been missing out, I can tell you. I know there are other versions of this. This is the extended version of the T1, which was quite successful. And there's obviously the S1 Pro, which has got the integrated filament. Now on this, it does have the filament holder inside. I'm not too keen on it, if I'm honest. Some of my prints I have done from the internal spool holder, and some of it I have fed through. There's a little hole at the top. I've used a filament dryer, literally just rested it on top. Obviously there are air vents, so you do want to make sure you don't block those, one of them being for the actual hot end blower, so the parts blower. It is very noisy, so a lot of the filming I did with the door open, you can hear it, it's quite loud. But the speeds that we're talking about is it just blew me away. Now it gives you a speed indicator on the actual screen itself, and it tells you, you know, whether it's up to 1,000 down to 80, depending on what sequence of printing it's at. And like I say, it just blew me away how fast it was and the quality. Now I'm going to show you some of the prints a bit later on in the video, but these are some of them. We've got a few more around the place, so some of these models, like just quickly showing you now, I'll go in a bit more detail. This model here was found on the USB card, which fits in at the front. We're going to go through the video and I'm going to show you around the actual printer itself, describe some of the specifications, etc. But this model here took 4 hours, and it's quite a big model. The quality was really, really good. It did run out of filament, which is why we've got a slight discoloration on the white. Two totally different brands, so you're always going to get a slightly different. And there was a big gap between when I noticed that it had run out of filament. It was so quick that it caught me off guard. Like I say, really easy to put together. The instructions manual that comes with it was, you know, very detailed. There was some fiddly bits on there, I'm not going to lie, mainly around the actual printing head. You've got some springs, you do need to sort of open them up. But like I say, quite a big box, heavy as well. So you're going to need to probably have 2 people to actually carry that to wherever you're going to house this. But like I say, this printer is a very tall printer, but it doesn't use up a lot of width or depth. It's mainly height. So anything that you're going to do when you're purchasing this, you're going to need to take that into consideration about the height. We've got a glass door on the front here, and then we've got perspex on the other 2 sides. Now these can actually be removed. You've got some latches on there, so at top of the bottom, and then you've got a couple of screws in the middle just to hold it to the brace that's around each side. You can remove those if you want to do that, and you can have it as an open printer. I don't really see the need for that. When you're printing PLA, there's no reason why you can't just leave the door slightly open. It's opened quite wide here, so that's enough airflow just to stop you from getting any clogging on the nozzle. Like I say, we're going to go into some of the specifications now as we take a look over the machine. But like I say, straight off the bat, what an amazing printer. Like I say, I've never had a Delta printer, and it blew me away how fast it was. And then you've got the totally different setup for this. So rather than the bed slinger or the Core XY, I almost call it like the spider setup. So it's really cool. Like I say, I will go into a bit more detail about the models that I've got here. Let's go over onto the specifications, take a quick look over the machine. Stay with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also check out today's video sponsor, which is PCBWay.com, just with a quick update from them.
PCBWay are a PCB board manufacturer. You have different selections, so you can select PCB prototype, PCB assembly, FPC rigid flex, advanced PCBs, CNC and 3D printing, and SMD stencils. They also have an assembly service promotion on at the moment, so click on that. It's giving you an option for 1 to 20 pieces assembly, so definitely check out and quote for that. So they cover worldwide delivery. So if you've got an amazing project you want covered and you want a PCB board or any type of 3D printing, they are the team for you. Check them out, click on the chat, give them a shout. That's PCBWay, today's video sponsor.
Okay, so let's take a look at the specs and take a look at the actual machine itself. So at the front you have the touchscreen and the USB connection point. On the left hand side you have the power cable and the on and off switch, so nice and easy to access. And on the other side you have the power rating, so definitely check that before you start turning it on. Like I said earlier, you have these perspex sides which you can undo. You just undo those slots and then take out those 2 screws, and you can remove the panels if you so wish. I'm not sure why you would want to, but you know, the option is there. Up the top you have the air vent and the extraction, so that is for the hot end, so you definitely don't want to block that. It does give you a warning. In the middle you'll notice this hole here, simply for filament intake. So I did actually use this and I connected up a filament dryer to that, just sort of made sure that none of these holes were blocked, and it worked perfectly. At the front we have this glass door, nice and sturdy as well, nice handle. Let's take a look inside now, and we're going to go over some of the specs of this. So we have it, like I say, this is the Flsun T1 Pro, so it is the Pro version of the T1, slightly less down from the S1 Pro, as you will have all seen. They have the separate enclosure part for the filament actual spool holder. Like I say, I'm not too fond of this spool holder at the top, it kind of gets tangled up, so the option to have it outside is great as well. So we're looking at printing accuracy of 0.1. We have a build volume on this cylinder version of a build plate of 260 by 330. The actual chassis is made of glass and acrylic and full metal housing, which I quite like. The package was quite heavy when we received it, so it's about 20 to 22 kilos, so it's quite a hefty package, quite large volume as well, being all flat packed. So there is quite a bit of putting together. Took me about an hour and a half, as you've seen in the quick sort of video of me unboxing it. So we're looking at it as a dual direct drive extruder with a brass nozzle and capable of up to 300 degrees. So nice temperature on that. Like I said, it is a 0.4 nozzle. We also have the textured PI print surface, so flexible, has these 2 little locating slots at the back, so nice and easy to take away and put back. 110 on the build plate, so what I did notice with that, it does take a little while to heat up. That was probably one of my big complaints for that. The hot end heated up super quick. So the type of materials you're going to be able to print with this, bearing in mind it is an enclosed printer, it isn't a heated printer, but being enclosed, any heat in there is generated is going to help with exotic materials. But some of the materials you're able to use is PLA, PETG, TPU, and then ABS, ASA, PA, PC in PET. So lots of different options there. So we're looking at a maximum speed of 1,000 on this. Now, bearing in mind Core XY is approximately sort of 600. You're never going to reach 1,000, but some of the prints that I didn't come far from that, and it was extremely fast, and it did not affect the quality at all. And it really blew me away, having never used a Delta printer, quite how capable it was. We're looking at a 30,000 acceleration on the tool head as well. Like I said about the touchscreen, it is a 4.3 color inch touchscreen, so nice and good. We have the 16 gig USB flash as well, and it has the obviously real-time monitoring, so your time lapse in the corner here with this camera. Don't like the quality of the camera, you can change that. It does have the USB connection, so you could probably change that. I don't see any reason why not. Has the filament detection, run out detection, auto leveling as well, and then screen auto sleep, power auto stop heating, and power loss resume. So lots of great features that are on this. The actual software, the operating software on there, I found really easy to use. I'm going to show a quick video of that as well. And it's supported for Windows and Mac as well. So they do have the app, and I do use that, and it was great to monitor it. What I found was with the camera limitations here in terms of the height, it only really covers about 2 or 3 inches of that, which was my only complaint. Maybe slightly, maybe have the option that the camera slightly moves up. Maybe if it was connected to something as the actual rods come up, that it actually moves the camera up as well. That would then follow the print up to the top, because once it hit a certain point, I really didn't know if it had failed or anything like that. So that was my only complaint. And I think changing the camera would probably help. A lot of my time lapsing was done externally, and I didn't use any of that. It was just great for monitoring. So that is the Flsun T1 Pro. So what we're going to do now, take a quick look over it again, and then we're going to go into some prints, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this. But overall, so far, as you can see, here's some of the prints here. Super quick, super quality, and coped with loads of different prints that I did. Like I say, this is the extraction here. Very loud on that, but once the door's shut, it does block out a lot of the sounds. So stay with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay with me. Check out the prints for the Flsun T1 Pro.
So to change over the filament, you can just press PLA on here, and then if you want to remove the filament, you can press this, and it just sets the temperature to unload at 180 degrees, and I believe it's 230 on the actual putting in a filament. So let's do that now, change over that and stick a print on. So to load up, you literally just press the down arrow. It heats it up to 240 degrees, and then we'll start getting some filament coming through. You just push it through into the actual gear, and that will start printing through. Just bleed enough through till you change the colour. Obviously I had yellow, so we're going over to blue. Just purge that through, and then we've got some coming through as we speak. So as you can see, and that is all set up, nice and easy to put the filament in and out.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the review of the Flsun T1 Pro. As you see from the time lapses, we're going to go through those models that I've done that you see in those time lapses. We'll take a quick look at what the quality is like, and then my final thoughts on this amazing Delta printer. So let's take a look at those models now. Okay, taking a look at the models now. So we started with the obligatory benchy. I thought I'd do it in yellow. I noticed that there was some black filament that must have been from factory testing. So let me bring that into the camera now. And you can see here, there's a little bit of string in, but that could be filament related. Little bit of under extrusion there. As you can see from the bottom, that was what was left from the nozzle from a previous print. It printed in about 18 minutes, so really super quick. You're always going to get quite a rough edge because obviously they use less infill and they use less shell as well, which is why you get that super fast print. But for a 20-minute benchy, I think that is pretty impressive. As you can see, like I say, all of the features are defined as much as you would expect from something that would normally have taken an hour and a half. So on the Delta printer, nice and quick. So the next print I did, which was also on the SD card, was this as well. As you can see, this printed in about an hour. Come out really nice. See the time lapse earlier on, so you see how it printed. It was going up to 800 MMS at some point, certainly on the outer shell. It was super quick. Obviously a nice easy print, no real overhangs or technical bits on there, but as you can see, it come out really nice. Really like the look of that. Might even try doing that model slightly bigger because it's quite a cool little model to have on display. I like to keep a lot of the things that I've printed up on display, some of the other features that I've done on other printers. So the other one that I did, which I kind of featured a little bit earlier on in the video, as you can see, another model off the SD card. This one was slightly more technical, so obviously come out really well. Mentioned about the fact that it ran out of filament, went into pause like you would expect, waited for me to put new filament in. Was a slight discoloration, to be fair. Two totally different brands of white. So you would expect that there'd be a difference. And obviously I didn't notice that this had paused for at least 2 or 3 hours. So it waited that long for me, which is kind of why you get that join line. It doesn't affect the print. If you was to spray over this and, you know, spray it silver, gold, whatever, or paint over, it wouldn't be an issue. And that was a 4.5 hour print, which is extremely fast. These models here, I printed today. So as you can see, I'll drop a link in the description of where you can pick up these models. These are really cool models. These are, like I say, I'll leave a link now or the user that actually created these on the screen so you can see, but also a link in the description. And this print separately, put them together. This was a 3.5 hour print and 0.2 layer height. And as you can see, obviously picks up all the definition of it. Really like that model. That is a really cool model. And that was using the G-Tech filament, which I'd done a previous model video on that. So check out those. Same actual creator did this one as well. Once again with some G-Tech filament. This come out super quick. This was a 2.5 hour. A little bit overhang issues. I did have support going from here to here, but I kind of missed some bits. So this isn't printer related. This is simply slicer related. And as you can see, once again, 0.2 layer height, come out super quick. This is a bus, so printed like this next to that. Nice, decent size. Probably could have gone slightly bigger and it's still come out really clean. As you can see, it's picking up all of those features here. Obviously the chin doesn't look too great, but that is the way I sliced it. Lastly, Another freebie on the SD card, which is a flower pot. Now this took about 4 hours and this come out super clean. I mean, that was brilliant. I mean, straight off the bat, the quality of that looks really, really nice. So I'm super impressed with this printer. So that's some of the prints that I did. Hope that captures some information for you. Once again, the Flsun T1 Pro, put together really easily. Nice clear instructions, nice and easy. Didn't want to show that in the video, but kind of just captured it up in the top corner so that you guys see that I actually did it. The team over at Flsun kindly sent this to me to review, and I really appreciate that. But everything that I've given you today is completely my own thoughts, and my thoughts are on this. It is super brilliant. The Delta printer from Flsun, such a clean looking printer as well. The quality is there, no issues at all. Bed leveling, vibration resonance testing, it's got the works. Nice, easy to use touchscreen. UI as well is super clean, no lagging, completely works every time. So for me, it is a definite thumbs up on this Delta printer from Flsun, and this was the T1 Pro. Check out my videos coming out soon from some other great reviews that I've got coming up. Once again, thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring today's video, and to Flsun for sending me this wonderful printer. And hopefully we could be bringing the S1 Pro to the channel soon. Let's hope. Once again, T1 Pro, thumbs up, super fast, super clean, excellent prints. Gets the thumbs up from 3DP UK Tech channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Phil.